Hi, my dear friends. This is Mohammed Rafi, Faculty on Indirect Tax Laws. Welcome to our Unacademy Learning app. Dear friends, now I am going to present in front of you input tax credit. Under that very important topic, without which question paper is not going to print at all at CF final level, namely called as blocked credit under section 17 subsection 5 of the CGST Act 2017. Before bringing to a notice, I would like to bring to a notice very important announcement is as follows. CA Final, CA Iconic Program, a flagship program for CA Final aspirants. Under that, you have the multiple benefits. Live mentoring platform LMP, wherein you have the following benefits: one-to-one doubt solving sessions, evaluated test series are available, printed books from Unacademy top educators, Ashes Academy top educators are providing to you. Discord community building platform also be available under the Iconic program, where you have one-to-one live mentoring Iconic, which has been launched, my dear friends. Give your exam preparation an extra edge with our new live mentoring platform, wherein you have experience personalized learning like never before with our seasoned doubt solvers. Discuss your doubts, clarify your concepts and enhance your exam preparation with just a click on Unacademy application learning app. Get your live queries solved on daily basis from top subject matter experts. Evaluated test series has been launched in Iconic program, which is now available for access and to test the performance evaluation by the learners. Give your exam preparation an extra edge with our latest addition in Iconic subscription. Iconic subscription it can be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, depends upon the group which you are choosing, group 1, group 2 or both the groups as a combo offer. While subscribing, please use my code RAFI LIVE Rafi Live. You will get a 10% discount from the existing subscription price, my dear friends. With this, let us start now the block credit, which is well applicable for the exams of CF final, especially paper number 8 indirect tax laws. Input tax credit block credit concept is as follows. Now look on the screen, my dear sir. Entire block credit concept I brought your notice just in one page. Of course, I am explaining with the help of lollipop manner with the diagrammatic presentations. Here we have section 17 subsection 5 of the CGST Act, wherein clause A to clause I, totally 9 clauses we have, my dear friends, in which so many subclauses. Input tax credit not allowed cases we called as block credit, even though you may be used inputs, capital goods, input services in the course or furtherance of business. In spite of that, the credit is blocked means you cannot able to avail the input tax credit unless specifically provided an exception to avail the ITC. In this process, my dear friends, I am bringing to a notice section 17 subsection 5 clause A, which talks about motor vehicles, for transportation of passengers, important to note. Transportation of persons means passengers. Approved seating capacity not more than 13 persons. That means less than or equal to 13 persons including driver is blocked credit, except when they are used for making the following taxable supplies. Further, taxable supply purpose, the following are taxable supplies, then you can avail the input tax credit on such motor vehicle whose seating capacity of persons even though less than or equal to 13 including driver qualify for ITC if you use further supply of following taxable supplies. 1. Further supply of such vehicles or transportation of passengers or importing training on driving such motor vehicles. In that case, you are eligible to avail input tax credit on such vehicles. How we should visualize it is as follows. In a simplified diagrammatic presentation is as follows, my dear friends. Now look here, my dear sir. X Limited, a registered person under the GST, purchased cars. What type of cars purchased? For their office use, like this. You tell me, my dear friends, the carrying seating capacity of persons having approved seating capacity may not be more than 7 or at most 8. It cannot go beyond 13. Therefore, motor vehicles carrying seating capacity less than or equal to 13 persons. If so, the value of cars so many purchased for office use in the course or furtherance of business of taxable output supply by X Limited, registered person GST, paying the GST at normal rate, not a composition rate. In spite of that, the GST paid 14 lakhs on such purchase of vehicles. ITC not allowed. ITC not allowed, my dear friends. Now got the clarity? Further, if you refer here, even you purchase such two-wheelers, motor vehicles, two-wheelers carrying capacity of approved seating capacity 2, also not qualify for input tax credit for X Limited, who may be paying the GST at a normal rate of tax, not opted the composition scheme. Also is a blocked credit even though these vehicles are used in the course or furtherance of taxable output supply, because a blocked credit for them. However, we have exception here. That means under the exclusion, exception is inclusion under the input tax credit eligible to avail ITC, in which case means, look here, my dear friends, X Limited registered person hiring of cars for office use. X Limited business is what? Hiring of car for office use. Hiring, leasing, renting of motor vehicles carrying seating capacity less than or equal to 13, on which GST paid by you of rupees 9 lakh. Hiring of cars for X Limited is not an input tax credit, not eligible for input tax credit. Why? Because in the earlier example we referred, X Limited being a registered person purchase the vehicles. If they purchase the vehicle for their office use, having seating capacity not exceeding 13%, including driver, is a blocked credit. Such a X Limited, instead of buying that vehicles taken on hiring basis, what is not qualify when you purchase as your capital goods to claim ITC, the same you have been hiring of motor vehicle, leasing of motor vehicle for your office use, rather than to purchase that, instead of purchasing that you hire on hiring basis from somebody else. Are you eligible for input tax credit? X Limited, you are not eligible for input tax credit on such hiring charges. GST, ITC not allowed. ITC not allowed to X Limited. Is it clear, my dear friends? However, we have an exception. Under the exception, inclusion to claim input tax credit. When it is an exception means, if it is obligatory for an employer to provide the same to its employees, then input tax credit is allowed. You see, State Government of Maharashtra said all BPO companies, business process outsourcing companies who are working 24/7 should have to provide mandatorily cab services to their employees. Is a mandatory. Violation will be attract penalty. Like that, State Government of Maharashtra issued a order, notification. While complying that, X Limited located in Maharashtra providing cab services by hiring from somebody else, which is obligatory for X Limited to provide to their employees. In that case, hiring charges on which GST is qualified for input tax credit. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, my dear sir, X Limited, a registered person, cars purchased for what purpose? For further supply, buying the vehicles, selling the vehicles, carrying seating capacity less than or equal to 13, qualify for ITC. If they purchase, ITC allowed on purchase of vehicle because they are further making further supply. Further, transportation of passengers, paying the GST 12%. If you pay 5% GST for transportation of passengers by road, in case of a contract carriage or in the case of stage carriage like that, if you pay 5%, you are not eligible for ITC. 12% you have to pay. Transportation of passengers purpose, X Limited purchase the vehicles, seating capacity less than or equal to 13, in that case ITC is allowed. Importing, training and driving such motor vehicle, ITC is allowed on this particular purchases by these guys, buying and selling of the motor vehicles or further supplying of hiring purpose. If I am giving the vehicle on hire basis, I am providing hiring output services on which I am paying the GST. In that case, while paying the GST on output supply, I can avail the input tax credit on such vehicles. This is further taxable supply purpose, I provide the services. Further, transportation of passenger services, importing, training of motor skill, driving skills, namely driving school, purchase the vehicles, eligible to claim ITC. Even though seating capacity is less than or equal to 13. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, my dear friends, referring to here is as follows. Furthermore, bringing here as a food for thought one concept as follows. X Limited, a registered person, purchased forklift for factory use. You know, forklift is this. Forklift has been purchased. I mean to say here, not this side, my dear. The forklift purchase, is it qualified for input tax credit? Forklift. vehicle carrying seating capacity less than equal to 13 persons only. Is it eligible for claiming input tax credit? Yes, eligible for input tax credit because it is not the vehicle as referred under Motor Vehicles Act. It is not required to register under the Motor Vehicle Act as a motor vehicle. No need of any nameplate for this, number not allotting for this. Therefore, such a forklift eligible to claim input tax credit. The entire value is eligible for input tax credit in the given case. Further, my dear friends, bring you notice important areas. Look here, this vehicle we purchase, seating capacity more than 13. X Limited registered person purchased this vehicle having seating capacity more than 13 for employees pickup and drop for office use in the course or furtherance of taxable output supply only they are using it. Is eligible for input tax credit? Yes. Motor vehicle carrying seating capacity more than 13 persons purchased for the purpose of employees pickup and drop eligible to claim ITC. The GST paid 14 lakhs qualify for ITC. Yes, eligible for ITC. Got the clarity, my dear friends? So, the entire area is very easy, you can able to recollect now once you view the diagrammatic presentations. Further, my dear friends, if you refer here furthermore, section 17 subsection 5 clause AA, wherein vessel and aircraft also be not qualify as input tax credit. Vessel and aircraft disqualified to claim input tax credit except when they are used for making the taxable supplies, namely further supply of such vessels or aircraft, transportation of passengers, imparting training on navigating such vessel, imparting training on flying such aircraft, transportation of goods. So it is very important to note, if you purchase and selling of aircraft vessel for further supply or buying the aircraft giving on hire basis eligible for input tax credit, or giving the training to fly navigating vessel or aircraft, flying aircraft as the case may be, training is providing for which you purchase the vessel aircraft eligible for input tax credit, or you purchase the vessel aircraft which is meant for transportation of goods eligible for input tax credit if you satisfy the other conditions meant for in the course or furtherance of taxable output supply eligible to claim input tax credit, provided you have to pay normal rate. You should not be pay what in the case of transportation of passengers by aircraft, you have to pay 12% of GST eligible to claim ITC. Like that, by satisfying the other conditions eligible to claim ITC, it is not qualify under the block credit. What are they? Vessel aircraft meant for further supply, or vessel aircraft using for providing training, navigating or flying purpose, or using that vessel aircraft for transportation of goods eligible to claim input tax credit. How to understand this is as follows. Now look here, my dear friends, one by one, presenting in front of you. Aircraft vessel. By looking this, what you understanding, it is meant for transportation of passengers. GST paid on such vessel and aircraft is not eligible for or is not eligible to avail input tax credit, is a block credit. Section 17 subsection 5 clause AA. Good. Further, exceptions means eligible to claim ITC when further supply of such vessel or aircraft or transportation of passengers purpose using this vessel or aircraft, imparting training on navigating such vessel, eligible to claim ITC, imparting training on flying of such aircraft or further transportation of goods purpose using this vehicle or the aircraft or vessel, eligible to claim input tax credit. This aircraft vessel GST paid on lease, renting on hiring of motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft not qualify for input tax credit. What I will do as X Limited, being intelligent, instead of buying the aircraft, I will take on hire basis. If I buy aircraft, not eligible for input tax credit, therefore I am taking hire basis. Can I get the hire charges input tax credit? Not allowed. Except in the following cases: further supply of such vehicle or aircraft for which if I hire, transportation of passenger purpose if I hire, transporting or imparting training on navigating such vehicle, imparting training on flying such aircraft, for transportation of goods purpose, for providing such output supply if I hired or taken on lease basis, this aircraft or vessel eligible to claim input tax credit. If it is an obligatory for an employer to its employee to provide, obligatory for an employer to provide the same to its employees, therefore under that obligation I taken on hire basis or lease basis this particular aircraft or vessel, then input tax credit is allowed. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Furthermore, referring from here for a kind consideration, my dear sir. Furthermore, from here, section 17, subsection 5, clause AB, services of general insurance, services of general insurance, services of servicing, services of repairing and maintenance insofar as they relate to motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft as referred in clause A, clause AA, meaning thereby general insurance for motor vehicles, general insurance aircraft, vessel not qualify for input tax credit, because if I purchase that vehicle, vessel, aircraft which is not qualified for input tax credit to me, on such vehicle, vessel, aircraft, general insurance services, servicing services, repairs and maintenance services also be not qualified for input tax credit. Here exception, provided that the input tax credit in respect of such services shall be available when means 1. Where the motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft referred to in clause A, clause AA are used for the purpose specified therein, for the purpose specified therein, meaning what? I purchase the vehicle for further supply. For me ITC allowed? Yes. On such vehicle, general insurance, on such vehicle, servicing, on such vehicle, repair, maintenance, input tax credit is allowed. Likewise for aircraft or vessel. Further my dear friends, point number 2, if you refer here, where received by the taxable person engaged in the manufacture of such motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft. You mean here a vehicle, vessel, aircraft. I am a manufacturer. For me, stock in trade. For me, stock in trade, my vehicle, aircraft, vessel. For which general insurance. For which repairing services. For which repairs and maintenance services qualify for a manufacturer of motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft as ITC. Further, the supply in the supply of general insurance in respect of such motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft insured by him. That means one general insurance company providing general insurance services to motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft. That insurance company undergoing for reinsurance of that particular motor vehicle, then the another insurance company charging the premium with the GST will be input service for the first general insurance company. How to understand this? With the help of simplified lollipop example, diagrammatic manner presenting in front of you is as follows, my dear friends. Look here, my dear sir. Vehicle, section 17.5, class A. Class AA, aircraft, vessel. Not qualify for input tax credit if I purchase. For me, on that general insurance, servicing, repairs and maintenance not allowed in ITC. But we have exceptions. I will explain the exceptions with the help of diagrammatic presentation. Look here, ex-limited registered person purchase these vehicles, aircraft, vessel in the course of furtherance of business, but block credit for them. If so, IT is not allowed. If X Limited is a manufacturer of these vehicles, this aircraft, this vessel, for them stock in trade, ITC is allowed. Manufacturer of motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft, X Limited is belongs to manufacturer of this type of products. In that case, on such input tax credit with regard to general insurance, ITC allowed. Servicing, ITC allowed. Repairs and maintenance on which GST, ITC is allowed to X Limited. To X Limited. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, B Limited, insurance company, provided to the owner of these vehicles, vessel, aircraft, insurance coverage, general insurance, loss of stock. Here, who provide to whom means A Limited insurance company providing services to Y Limited. The premium on which GST charged by A Limited to Y Limited, ITC is allowed, because Y Limited is a manufacturer of that goods. If so, ITC is allowed. If Y Limited, for whom vehicles, aircraft, vessel 17.5A, 17.5AA is a block credit, means general insurance premium on which GST paid by Y Limited not eligible to claim ITC. Now, my point here is general insurance premium for the first general insurance company eligible to claim ITC if they are undergoing for reinsurance with the another general insurance company. Look here, Y Limited registered person owned these vehicles, aircraft, vessel, block credit for them. ITC not allowed on general insurance premium charged by A Limited. But A Limited undergoing for reinsurance with the B Limited. In that case, A Limited paid reinsurance premium with GST as an input tax credit to A Limited is allowed? Yes, allowed. ITC allowed on reinsurance premium in relation to that motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft which is not capital goods to A Limited, because insurance company which is undergoing for reinsurance to cover the loss of stock of this particular products, reinsurance premium on which input tax credit is allowed. Got the clarity, my dear friends? It is as simple as that, my dear sir. Further from here, refer to you section 17, subsection 5, clause B. The following input supply of goods or services not qualify for ITC. What are they? One by one as follows. 1. Food and beverage services outdoor catering services, beauty treatment services, health insurance services, cosmetic and plastic surgery services, leasing, renting, hiring motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft referred to in Class A, Class AA of Section 17, Section 5 not qualify for input tax credit except when used for the purpose specified therein, life insurance and health insurance services, provided that input tax credit in respect of such goods or services or both shall be available where an inward supply of such goods or services or both is used by a registered person for making an taxable output supply as an element of composite supply or a mixed supply or the same nature of category of supply of goods or services qualify for ITC. Don't worry my dear friends, if I read like that means I am going to present elaboratively. Just look and understand is as follows. Look here my dear friends, health services, food and beverage services, outdoor catering services, beauty treatment services, cosmetic plastic surgery services, life insurance services, health insurance services, ITC not allowed. Exception, supply of the same category of services, composite supply or mixed supply are obligatory for an employer to provide the same to its employees. Exceptions means if I am providing outdoor catering services, I receive the input services of outdoor catering, I am eligible to claim ITC. Same service category. Composite supply or mixed supply in which these are element of supply, then ITC is allowed. One best example I will provide to you here. Let us say a hotel accommodation providing short-term accommodation services in which the food and beverages, breakfast free is an element of their composite supply. Principal supply, short-term accommodation. In that case, the hotel while getting the food from outdoor catering services provider, ITC is allowed. Is the meaning of that. Further, my friends, is it obligatory for an employer to provide to the employee? Then in that case, the food and beverages, outdoor catering services, beauty treatment, health insurance, cosmetic, plastic surgery services, life insurance services, health insurance services qualify for input tax credit. Further, my dear sir, leave or home travel, which is also in general blocked credit, but exception we have to provide to claim input tax credit. How to understand? Let us read the provision first and I will present here the explanation with the visualization. Look here sir, membership of a club, health and fitness services not qualify for ITC, travel benefits extended to an employee on vacation such as leave extended or benefit extended to employees on such vacations such as leave or home travel concessions, employer providing to employees, ITC not qualify, blocked credit. However, provided that input tax credit on such goods or services or both shall be available where it is obligatory for an employer to provide the same to the employees under any law for the time being in force, ITC is allowed. How to understand this is as follows, my dear friends. Now look here, leave travel or home travel benefits extended by employer to employees, membership of a club, health and fitness services generally not qualify for input tax credit. Exception, obligatory for an employer to provide to their employees, ITC is allowed. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, referring to you here, section 17, subsection 5, clause C. Also be a block receipt with regard to work contract services in relation to construction of immovable property. Important to note. If you look here, you understand, my dear sir, work contract service when supplied for construction of an immovable property. Important to note here is what? Construction of an immovable property other than plant and machinery. Other than plant and machinery. That means works contract service in relation to plant and machinery, input tax kit allowed. Works contract in relation to construction of an immovable property, block receipt. Except where it is an input service for further supply of work contract service. What do you mean this? How to understand this? Explaining with the help of simplified example is as follows. One should know first and foremost what do you mean by works contract as defined under section 2 subsection 119 means a contract for building, construction, fabrication, completion, erection, installation, fitting out, improvement, modification, repair, maintenance, renovation, alteration or commissioning of an immovable property wherein transfer of property in goods, whether as goods or in some other form, is involved in the execution of such contract. Don't worry at all. Is a definition with regard to works contract under GST law. But under the block receipt, works contract in relation to construction of immovable property, only block receipt. Works contract in relation to repairs and maintenance of immovable property which is not capitalized with the cost of the building, debiting to profit and loss account, input tax kit is allowed. How to understand? Refer here. What do you mean by plant and machinery? For works contract in relation to plant and machinery, input tax kit is allowed. Plant and machinery means apparatus, equipment and machinery fixed to the earth by foundation or structural support that are used for making outward supply of goods or services or both, and includes such foundation and structural support, but it excludes land, building, any other civil structure. Cannot be come under the category of plant and machinery. Telecommunication towers excluded from the scope of plant and machinery. Pipelines laid outside the factory premises also be not come under the category of plant and machinery. In that case, works contract in relation to civil structure of building, construction nature, not qualify for ITC. Telecommunication purpose, not qualify for ITC. Pipeline laid outside the factory premises also be not qualify for input tax credit, which is not come under the works contract, which is not come under the plant and machinery. Therefore, it is a purest form of works contract, which is a block receipt. If works contract services in relation to plant and machinery qualify for input tax credit. Visualization, diagrammatic presentations are as follows. A Limited, owner of factory building which is under construction, not a plant and machinery, is a capitalized nature, civil structure. B Limited works contract provide the services of works contract nature, not qualify for ITC to A Limited. Is it clear, my dear friends? Further, if works contractor who provide the works contract services procure the cement by paying the GST, iron steel by paying the GST, can he avail the input tax credit? Yes, he can avail the input tax credit. But output of B Limited as a works contract service not eligible for input tax credit to A Limited. For them, it is construction of an immovable property, which is a blocker credit under section 17 section 5 clause C. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, my dear, see here I mentioned GST paid on cement, steel and iron is available as ITC to B Limited. Further, my dear sir, A Limited factory building owner, for them works contract is not qualified for input tax credit because it is not a plant and machinery for A Limited. B Limited works contractor provide these services to A Limited. That output supply not qualify for input tax credit to A Limited on the screen, for example. But B Limited receives some another works contractor as a subcontractor, some input services as works contract services. C Limited output works contract service is qualified as input tax credit as input service to B Limited. But B Limited output service of works contract nature not eligible for input tax credit to A Limited is the meaning of that. On the top I mentioned A Limited being a manufacturer is not eligible to avail input tax credit on works contract service. However, down if you refer here, this point if you refer, B Limited being a main contractor received works contract service from subcontractor by paying the GST, which is allowed as input tax credit. The main contractor is clear, my dear friends? Further, my dear sir, I want to install a plant and machinery by having a foundation structure. Is a foundation structure works contract in relation to foundation structure as a supporting structure to plant and machinery qualify for ITC, on which I installed this type of machinery to prevent the vibration in it. Therefore, I constructed the foundation by taking the help of works contractor and I installed the machinery on that particular foundation as a support structure for plant and machinery. Can I avail ITC on works contract? Yes, because it is in relation to plant and machinery. Foundation or structural support of plant and machinery works contract in relation to it is eligible to claim ITC because it is not in relation to construction of an immovable property. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further referring to you, my dear friends. Furthermore, referring here for your kind consideration, section 17, subsection 5, clause D. Goods or services are both received by a taxable person for construction of an immovable property other than plant and machinery on his own account, including when such goods or services are both are used in the course or furtherance of business, input tax credit not allowed. What do you mean this? How to understand this? Is as follows, with illustrative example is as follows. Now look on the screen, my dear friends. A Limited factory building owned by A Limited, not a plant and machinery. To construct it, he is received directly, he purchased in his own name by paying the GST, cement, by paying the GST, iron and steel by paying the GST. The owner of the building directly purchased and appointed a labor contractor. GST paid an input service, only labor contract. All this are qualified as input tax credit? Absolutely not. Blocked credit under section 17 section 5 clause D. A Limited being a manufacturer is not eligible to avail GST on goods or services received for construction of an immovable property on his own account, including when such goods or services or both are used in the course or furtherance of business, input tax credit not allowed to A Limited in the given example. Further, my dear friends, referring to you here, furthermore points are as follows. As you are aware of that, a trader, a manufacturer, a service provider, namely restaurant service provider, and a service provider other than restaurant service providers, if they opted to pay the GST under the composition scheme, section 10, subsection 1 or section 10, subsection 2, capital A of the CGST Act, as the case may be, being a composition scheme levy assessee, they are not eligible to claim ITC because they are not going to pay the tax by collecting at normal rate from their recipients. Therefore, one example, a trader who opted a composition scheme under section 10 purchased the goods by paying the normal rate of GST, but that entire 18% GST, 18,000, ITC is not allowed, which will be form part of the cost of his purchases. On account of his output supply, he has to pay GST from his pocket at a composite rate. While paying the GST composite rate, they are not eligible for input tax credit. It is a block credit under section 17, section 5, clause E. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, GST paid on inward supply is not allowed as ITC to a composition scheme levy assessee. Section 17, subsection 5, clause F. Look on the screen. A non-resident taxable person also not eligible to claim input tax credit if they paid GST on inward supplies, except IGST paid on import of goods alone qualify for ITC. IGST paid on inward supply so much, inward supply other than the import of goods is given here CGST. ITC not allowed to a non-resident taxable person except one case. If he import the goods by payment of IGST, that alone qualify for ITC while paying the output supply. So GST paid on inward supply is not allowed as ITC except where IGST paid on import of goods alone is qualified for input tax credit, is an exception for non-resident taxable person. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Furthermore, section 17, subsection 5, clause G. Goods or services are both used for personal consumption. Input tax credit not allowed, my dear friends. For example, Royal Asian Paint purchased in the name of the company by paying the GST of 1,20,000. Used for painting the business premises in the course or furtherance of business of taxable output supply, ITC is allowed. Used for painting the owner bedroom, for example, which is personal consumption, input tax credit not allowed. Is it clear, my dear friends? Further, my dear friends, section 17, subsection 5, clause H. Goods are given as a free sample, gift, stolen, thefted, or goods has been got in the file, the value of which has been written off in the books of accounts. In all these cases, input tax credit not allowed under section 17, subsection 5, clause H. In the given case, X Limited factory at Bangalore produces beautiful cars. All the cars, before clearing from the factory to supply to others, got gutted in the fire, became a husk or dust. The owner should spend the money to clean that area. In that case, the value of the goods has been written off in the books of accounts. The inputs used for that particular output supply, credit is not allowed. Further, my dear friends, clause I, namely section 17 section 5 clause I, any tax paid in accordance with provisions of fraud, meaning thereby section 74 of the CGST Act, detention and seizure, which falls under section 129 of the CGST Act, confiscation of the goods or conveyance, which falls under section 130 of the CGST Act. Under these provisions, if the supplier paid the GST, that is not qualify as ITC to the recipient of the goods or services. If I paid the GST against section 74 notice or section 129 detention and seizure provision or section 130 of CGST, namely called as confiscation of the goods, in lieu of confiscation I paid the taxes, penalties and fine. Like that, if I paid the GST, that GST not qualify as input tax credit to my recipient, is a block credit. It is as simple as this. At this point of time, I am simply saying that the entire block credit concept has been concluded by inviting the attention on one particular page. Input tax credit with regard to block credit. Credit is not allowed cases. Section 17 section 5 clause A to clause I is concluded, without which examination question paper is not going to be printed at all. You take any question paper in the recent past, coming exams, tomorrow you have the class examination, December 2021, final paper number 8, indirect tax laws. In that question paper also, provisions are going to ask you from in this particular block credit, without which question paper not possible to print. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you to one and all for listening this lecture till the end. Hats off to all of you, my dear friends. All the best for your exam, paper number 8, indirect tax laws, as well as for the entire group which you written. I bless you to qualify. All the best to all of you.